Okay, in response to people that have asked me to actually do videos on my wood stove. This wood stove is a Blaze King Chinook model wood stove, and the nice thing about it is it's got these kind of vanity plates on the outside here. So this is a two-phase thing. The first thing that I did, because I have a boiler, I have a Viessmann boiler that actually tried to kill us with carbon monoxide, so I'm not particularly inclined. Twice tried to kill us. They replaced it, they fixed it, tried to do it again. I mean, it's just been an ongoing thing. And I literally have not had it turned on for about, I got it in, would have been about October of 2015. And it tried to kill us a couple of times, and then they fixed it and replaced it and did a bunch of diddly daddly. And I literally have not had it turned on since probably January, February of 2016. So I completely heat with wood now. So, but since the boiler had all the piping to go all the way around the house, so in every room of the house, upstairs and actually down, there's a manifold, or there's a, I guess you call it a register. And I found them to be, even with the boiler, I found them to be incredibly inefficient. So you have to literally pump magma through to get any kind of heat out of them at all. So it doesn't really add anything. So what I decided to do was heat up the, get a little bit out of it, since I've got the wood stove going anyway, and I got the piping anyway. So what I did was put this loop in. This is a 3/4 inch copper loop, and it goes through kind of an S-bend back and forth, and it goes through 4 times and comes up. And then there's a manifold on that side that I can either include the fireplace or exclude the fireplace if I, for whatever reason, wanted to just have the boiler on. So there's 3 shut-off valves over in, I don't know if you can see them. Oh, there, can you see them? There's one over there. I always put a piece of paper towel over something anytime I'm messing around with plumbing fittings, so I can always tell if there's any kind of a leak. And there's another shut-off behind the sleeping bag there. So that is, that's how it was the very first section of this. It would go through, come down, go through the T. There was a T at the bottom, and it would go through both sides, back up, and so basically one pass through the fireplace, but it would go through on both sides. So the second half that I just did this summer was to split this T, so it goes through the fireplace twice. So it comes down, goes through the fireplace, comes up, goes through the registers on the front side of the house. So there's a couple on the 2 in the living room. Then it goes over to that back corner there and turns into oxy barrier PEX, 3/4 inch oxy barrier PEX, and basically works its way through the floor like this. So I'm actually, the reason I've got that foamy stuff, it's got silver foil on one side. I'm doing some experiments to find out which is the best one to actually get the heat to push back up into the floor. Because the whole point of this exercise is to make the entire floor itself a heat sink. So I'm doing it without any insulation in here first, because eventually this will all get insulated to keep the heat up into the ceiling, because obviously I don't need it in the basement because the floor gets, or the room gets heated by the fireplace. So that is what I'm doing here. So I've got a couple of spots so I can go upstairs with my digital heat thingy and find out, which one is actually working. Does it make a difference what the width of it is? I'm also going to do some stuff with metal and work that way. So that's still a work in progress. Ouch, my knee is buggered up. So it goes oxygen barrier PEX, works its way all the way through here. There's another pump over here. There's a pump over in the corner over there. There's another pump in that room there that's unplugged, just in case. That's because I'm a belt and suspenders kind of a girl. Comes over to here. Another manifold here. So again, I can include or exclude the fireplace on this side if I want to. And then it goes through here and into the killer, into the incredibly expensive, and it turns out it's very efficient when you don't turn it on. But yeah, my life is worth more than messing around with that. So I can include or exclude the boiler also. This here, there's a shutoff. Well, that's all the shutoffs getting to the water, but that white pipe there, that goes down and into the boiler, and then the first shutoff on the left-hand side there, the one that's shut off, that actually can pressurize the loop. That actually comes from the cold water in. So if I need to fill up this loop again, or if it, because sometimes it gets, the pressure lows down, or it lows down. The pressure goes down, so you have to just give it a bit of a boost, fill it up full of water again. And yeah, and that's how it works. But it does make a difference, and it will make even more of a difference once I get all the insulation in and all this insulated so that it pushes the heat back up. So, but yeah, so it works. It works pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So didn't cost a whole bunch of money. Took a lot of time. Although copper, I have to say the difference between doing this side and doing that side, because they needed two 10-foot or 20-foot or whatever the hell they are lengths of copper. Yeah, the price of copper has really increased in the last 6 years or 7 years when I did it the first time.